Welcome back to our next installment of Minecraft Age of Engineering. I've done a little bit of work in between episodes. I built these little boxes to put our ender lilies in, and I laid out a pathway which is going to interconnect all of our separate components to our base. Back here I laid out an area for our Tinker's Construct Smeltery. Now if you don't know, Tinker's Construct is a mod that allows us to build tools. But not just any tools. It allows us to use just about any material possible and use different arrangements of components to get our desired tools. Now to start, what you're going to want is a pattern chest, a tool station, a part builder, a stencil table, and a crafting station is always handy. I'm going to go through and build a pickaxe and explain how the mod works, and then I'm going to fast forward through the rest of our tool building. So the first thing you want to do is go to a crafting table and build a blank pattern. That's 2 wood planks and 2 sticks give you 4 blank patterns. From there we're going to take those patterns and go into the stencil table. Insert them here, and we're going to need a stencil for a pickaxe head. We're going to need a stencil for a tool rod. And we are going to need a stencil for a binding. You can put all those stencils in a pattern chest, because as you can see there are quite a lot of them. And in the part builder, we'll go ahead, pick the part we want to make, pick what we want to make it out of. Right now we want to use cobblestone because that's really the best we've got. And you've got stats over here on the right. You can view different materials and their stats and decide what the perfect tool for your situation is. So I'm going to make a pickaxe head out of stone. I'm going to make a tool rod out of wood, and I'm going to make a binding out of flint. These stats over here only apply to the head of a tool. In our case, it would be the pickaxe head pattern, or the shovel head, or the hatchet head. That's what these apply to. Now the handle, as you can see, if we stick wood in here, wood has a handle modifier of 1, so it'll take our durability of our head and multiply it by 1. If we made a handle out of flint, it would multiply it by 0.6, which is going to reduce our durability. So this is not a very good handle tool. Our extra is what applies to the binding. It's different parts of different tools, but the extra usually applies to the part that's not the head and not the handle. Our extra gives us a durability of 40. Whereas cobblestone only gives us a durability of 20. So we're going to use flint for our binding. Now we take all these parts over to our tool station. We pick out what we want to make. We're making a pickaxe. And we insert all parts like so. And we can rename our tool horse pick. There we have our new pickaxe. Unlike the basic Minecraft tools, Tinker's Construct tools, when they break, you can repair them with the same materials, so there's no need to go through and make 10 pickaxes to prepare for your journey mining. All you need to do is bring a tool station to repair it, and plenty of material to repair it with. In our case, we're using cobblestone, so I think we should be able to have plenty of that while mining. I'm going to go ahead and craft all the rest of the tools we need, and then we are going to get started. We've got all our tools now. We've got our hatchet, we've got our shovel, we've got our pick, and we've got a sword. The next thing I'm going to want to bring with us, I'm going to need a pattern for, is a tool station. We make that with a crafting station and a pattern. That's going to be our tool station. We're going to bring that with us so we can repair our tools on the go. Now to build a smeltery, we are going to need clay, gravel, and sand. I only have clay and a tiny bit of gravel, so we're going to go in search of gravel, sand, and we will be right back. A handy tip when you're out and about mining and you start having inventory issues, if you plunk down a crafting station, you can take your items like sand or gravel or cobblestone and you can compress them all into compressed sand or gravel or cobblestone. So now we just took 2.5 stacks and turned it into 15 blocks. That really helps when you're having inventory issues, but you really want to hold on to that cobblestone. We have broken our shovel. As you can see right here, horse shovel broken. So all we need to do when that happens, when you're out and about, is plunk down your tool station, throw in your broken tool, and put in the material that repairs it. Most commonly, that is the material the head is made out of. So we're going to take cobblestone. If we put 1 in there, you can see it'll give it 100 durability. If we put 2 in there, it will fully repair it. But we are wasting most of that second material there. So if it's made out of something more expensive, like say iron, I'll only do 1 at a time just to make sure all of the durability of the materials I'm putting in is getting applied to the tool. Now we can take that back and we have a brand new shovel. So we now have sand and clay. What we need is more gravel. Most of the time when I am out and about mining, I run into gravel and I cannot seem to get away from the stuff. So what we're going to do is head to the mining world, do some mining, and hopefully we can find ourselves some gravel. I'm going to go ahead and do a bit of mining off camera. If I see something interesting that I'd like to share with you, I will certainly include it in the video. If you're looking for certain materials, like say copper, if you go into NEI or JEI, I think is what we have installed here, and you type in copper ore, and right here, copper ore from Neotech is the one we're looking for. If you click on it, you can see the world generation. You could see that it's most highly concentrated around Y of 44. And if we look for, let's say, tin, that is also around Y44. Now let's look at iron. Iron ore you can find all the way from Y of 6 to about 63. I think we're going to start mining around Y44. That way we find the most useful materials for us right now. Currently we're not in a position where we need massive amounts of gold, redstone, diamonds. They would be nice to have, but we are going to need a lot of copper, iron, and tin. So I'm going to start mining around Y44. So at all the various Y levels I like to mine at, I build a little landing like so around our staircase. So we can easily hop off if we want to mine here, or we can go lower or higher. But I think we chose the right place to be. As you can see, we found a nice little gravel deposit. And if we go here and we want gravel, we can click on gravel. We should be able to see where we can find it in the overworld. World Gen. Gravel is most commonly at Y of 32, Y of 48, so we're right here at 44, so we should have a decent amount of gravel at our disposal if we are mining on this level. We also found some iron, which is always helpful. If you're new to modded Minecraft, you will find that resources like iron and diamond and gold, they are going to be used a lot more than vanilla Minecraft. I'd say about 85% of the work that we are doing in this world is going to be modded, and very little components of vanilla are going to be needed. I was just telling a buddy at work who really couldn't understand why people play Minecraft. I told him vanilla Minecraft really wouldn't make much sense for me. Vanilla Minecraft is like your basic car. Very basic, cheap car. It'll get you from point A to point B, and you can learn the basics about driving. Whereas modded Minecraft would be a sports car. Yes, it does the same thing. It's the same game. You can get from A to B, but it's just so much funner, and there's so much more to do. So I'm going to keep on mining for a while, and we will meet back at our smeltery when I'm finished. As you can see here, we have bauxite ore, but if you look in the Wayla tooltips, which are currently off screen at the moment, but you will see them in your game, it will tell you what the item is. Right below it in blue lettering, it'll tell you what mod it's from, and it will have a red X saying pickaxe diamond, meaning we need at least a pickaxe of the mining level of diamond to dig this up. Whereas if we look at, say, stone, there'll be a green check mark and it'll say pickaxe. So if we attempt to dig this up, yes, it will break, but the item will be destroyed and we will not get it back. It's not advisable. As you can see, while we were out mining, we got 2 stacks of gravel, which will certainly be enough to be getting on with. So in order to make a smeltery, we need seared brick, which is made out of smelting grout, which is made with the following recipe. You can use full blocks of clay or just lumps of clay, which is what we will be doing. So we need 1 clay, 1 sand, and 1 gravel. I'm going to grab 2 stacks of clay, 2 of gravel, 2 of sand. Come to our trusty crafting station. Gravel, sand, and clay. And this is a shapeless recipe, meaning you can swap these two if you want. It will still make grout. Go ahead and make that. More clay, more sand, more gravel. We have almost 2.5 stacks of grout. That will be plenty. So to smelt this gravel, I'm going to plunk down some furnaces. Fill them all with some fuel. And throw our grout in. Let's wait for those to cook, and we will be right back. While we wait for our grout to cook, I think I'm going to add some cobblestone walls around our smeltery. That will look quite nice. And if we have a 5x5 smeltery, let's see, I want 3x3 going around it. And so our smeltery edge will be right here. We could finish up putting our cobblestone around like so. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. Add another one. That will do. Our seared bricks are complete. I also smelted up some glass for us. These are the things we are going to need for our starter smeltery. I have 1 seared tank, 2 smeltery drains, 1 smeltery controller, 2 faucets, 1 seared glass, and 20 seared bricks. The recipes for all these can be found by simply typing in Smeltery Controller. Click it, and it will show you the recipe. Easy enough. First thing we do is lay out a foundation of bricks. I'm doing a 3x3. You can do any size you want, all the way up to, I think, 10x10 or 11x11. You can use some ridiculous dimensions, and you can build these as tall as you like. The larger you build your smeltery, the more capacity it has. I want my smeltery controller right here. I'd like my 2 drains to go over here. I'll put my tank over here on the back side. And my glass I like to put right up front where so we can see inside. This will show us the contents of our smeltery. And I'll just fill in the rest with brick. Place our 2 faucets, like so. I forgot a couple things. I forgot our casting basin and our casting table. Let's go ahead and place our casting table right there. And our casting basin right there. Once you see this light up, you know your smeltery is complete, and you can open it and view the contents. Right now, it's a 3x3 smeltery, the inside dimension. So, understandably, we can only place 9 items in there at a time. One thing our smeltery does require to run is lava. To build a tank to get the lava up to our smeltery, we are going to need 10 iron ingots, which we can only get from smelting iron in the smeltery, which requires lava. Sort of a catch-22. So until then, we will need to get our lava up here 1 bucket at a time, which we can do with clay buckets. Clay buckets are made like so. Let's get 5 of those. And they must be fired. So if we throw them into a furnace, we can fire them and make our buckets. Now that we've got our 5 fired clay buckets, we can go off and find some lava. Look what we found! A nice big lava lake. Let's go ahead and fill up our buckets. Now that we've got our lava, we can go ahead and fill up our smeltery. A note, these buckets are one-time use. They did get consumed in the process of putting the lava in the smeltery. And we can go ahead and cook our iron. Something worth noting, in this pack, the smeltery does not ore double. You get 1 for 1. We will not have the ability to do ore doubling until we get more advanced machinery, which is quite a ways down the road. Get our iron out of the smelter. We do not have an ingot cast, so we're going to need to dump it into the casting basin and retrieve it in block form. Now that we have our iron, there are a few things that we need to make with them. The first is a tank. I want a tank so we will not have to make multiple trips down to the center of the earth to get our lava. We're going to need a lot of lava to make the firewood, which we need to make our coke oven. Let's go ahead and build it like so. 4 iron bars, 4 iron ingots. We have our fluid tank from Ender.io. The next thing we need is a bucket that is reusable to fill our tank. And I also would like to build an iron pickaxe. That way we can get bauxite. Bauxite is what we will need for our ingot casts and tool casts. That way we can make tools out of metals rather than just cobblestone. To fill our fluid tank, we just plunk it down in somewhere near our lava lake and just bucket the lava in. Well, we're down here in the mining world. I'm going to go ahead and use that iron pickaxe we just built to get the bauxite ore. We are going to need that to build a better pickaxe using Tinker's Construct rather than just the basic Minecraft iron pickaxe, because we do not have iron to keep building these things. We need to make a coke oven, which is the second step in the Stone Age of this mod pack. We are going to need 56 lava wood. For this recipe, we will need 56 lava wood, which is going to require 14 buckets of lava inside of our smeltery. So to place the lava in the smeltery, we're going to right-click on the drain with our tank, which will fill the smeltery with lava. As we can see here, the smeltery is full of lava. Then we take our wood planks, place them in the basin, pour lava over them, and it makes this very nice lava wood. I'm going to go ahead and make all those now. We've got our 56 lava wood. The next thing we need is 56 seared bricks. We only have 16. We need 40 more. Helpfully, we can make this in the smeltery. But for that, we're going to need an ingot cast, which requires 3 bauxite and 1 copper. We're going to go ahead and place those in the smeltery and melt those down like so. Once they're in the smeltery, they alloy into molten aluminum brass. So we'll take our iron ingot, put it in our casting table, and pour the molten aluminum brass around it. This does consume the ingot, but now we have an ingot cast. Into which we can now pour the remaining aluminum brass into aluminum brass ingots to be saved for later use. We can make seared brick in our smeltery by melting down cobblestone and pouring it into our ingot cast. And to make this process a little easier, I've made a redstone clock, I've made 2 chests, and I'm also going to make 2 hoppers, which in this mod pack use aluminum, which is quite annoying. First hopper I'm going to place on our controller like so. That's going to insert items into the smeltery. And the second hopper I'm going to use to automatically extract items from our casting table. Just dig down here like so. Put a chest right there, and the hopper pointing into that chest. I'm going to turn that back into a dirt block so the grass will spread over here again. Okay, so we've got that hopper automatically extracting the seared bricks. We've got this hopper automatically inserting the stone. One more thing we need is a redstone clock, which I'm going to place right here. That is going to automatically output a redstone signal on an interval, which will tell the drain to start pouring out the liquid. We want to make a lever to go with this. How did I get that back? We want to make a lever to go with this. If we take the lever and place it on the side of the redstone clock, like so, then we can turn it off so it will not pour out the contents if we're alloying or doing things like that. We can turn it on to activate it. So we need 40 seared bricks, so I'm going to put 40 cobblestone into the hopper. As you can see, it's inserting them into the smeltery. Once we've got all our seared stone melted down, we can go ahead and engage our redstone clock, and it will start pouring out the seared stone. This will, in turn, make seared bricks. Let's go ahead and let all those cast, and we will return. We've got all our seared bricks and our lava wood, so we're going to go ahead and make the coke bricks needed for the oven. We are also going to go ahead and make our engineer's hammer. So where do we want to put this coke oven? I don't really think it belongs near the smeltery, because I want to make this a blacksmithing area building thing. I think for now, I'm going to go ahead and put this in the basement. It seems like a basement-ish kind of item, and eventually I want to make this basement sort of a workshop. So I'm going to dig out the floor over here. Yes, I'm going to put it down here. So we place all of our coke bricks in a 3x3 orientation. And if we hit this assembly with our engineer's hammer, boom, it turns into a coke oven. Once we have our coke oven built, we can come over here and we can insert wood, which will make charcoal. in case we can't find coal to make torches, but we can also insert coal, which will cook that and make coal coke, which burns for a lot longer than just coal. So the coal is going to be that much more useful when we go and put it into other machines and devices, but it also will make creosote oil, which we're going to need later on down the road. And I think with the coke oven built, the smeltery built, and our mining portal, we are ready to enter the next age, which is the industrial age. So let's go ahead and clean this area up a little bit. We're going to find a better looking home for our mining portal, and we are going to accumulate some creosote oil with our coke oven down there. But that is all going to have to wait until next episode. So once again, I thank you for joining us. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, leave a comment, let me know what you want to see and what you don't want to see. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, that way you get updates when new videos go up. And most importantly, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.